Hello, my dear students. Our today's topic is the life process chapter. They are from the human excretory system. So, after the completion of this class, you will come to know regarding the human excretory system structures, how it works, all the names, and how if it fails, then how the artificial that respiratory system that works. These things. So our excretory system is, already we know that kidney in human, it's in our abdominal cavity. So both the kidneys are located there in the lumbar region, and these kidneys are connected with the ducts, means the ureter. So let's have a look how it looks. Okay. So kidney structure. This kidney structure, there are this kind of bean-shaped two kidneys are there, which are connected with two ducts known as the ureter, and these two ducts will meet at the portion of this urinary bladder. Okay. And this is the opening, name is urethra. So we are having two kidneys connected with the structure ureter, which will carry this fluid, and it is going to be stored in the urinary bladder, and it is going outside through the urethra. This is the general structure. If we are taking a closer view in the kidney, then we will get this kind of structure. Okay, here from these ducts are coming. Here one renal artery will enter, renal artery, and one renal vein will go outside. This entire part is named as the cortex. The inside part is the medulla, where we are having this kind of few structures. These kind of structures are known as the medullary pyramids. It is made up of some tufts, medullary pyramid. They will mix here, named as the renal pelvis. This renal pelvis will go outside. This renal pelvis, they are from the whatever the products go outside with this ureter. Already we talked, this is the ureter, this is the ureter. Okay. So if we are taking a closer view through this medullary pyramid, we will get our unit of excretion. What is the name of the unit of excretion? Name is nephron. Okay, name is nephron. Nephron is the unit of the kidney. How it looks like? This kind of structure where one particular capsule is there. Name is Bowman's capsule. So what we are reading now? Unit of excretion in human kidney. Okay, that is nothing but the nephron. In your kidney, there are thousands of millions of these nephrons are present. We are discussing about the structure of one single nephron. Each nephron is made up of some parts. Okay, let's have a look how it looks. Nephron is having a particular structure, Bowman capsule. Here one mesh-like structure is there. Here from the blood is entering, and here from the blood is going outside. So this is the entrance, this is the exit. You can see the diameter. Which one is thin? This one is thin, this one is thick. This is known as the afferent arteriole. This is known as the, means this one. After this mesh-like structure, then the efferent arteriole. Okay. So afferent arteriole will carry all the bloods and it will make a mesh-like structure. Then the blood is going through the efferent arteriole. What happens here? Like mesh-like activity here creates a huge pressure. Blood enters here, but it is going outside with a very small outlet. So here, huge pressure. That pressure creates the gradient so that all the things will move here, this Bowman's capsule. Whatever needed to pass, I'm repeating, whatever needed to pass out from this particular afferent arteriole or from the blood. So those things are through a sieving action will come to this part, to the Bowman's capsule. So here from the Bowman's capsule, it is having few parts. First one is this kind of the proximal convoluted tubule, okay. Then it is having Henle's loop, this kind of structure, Henle's loop. Then it is having the distal convoluted tubule, and then it is having the collecting duct. I am writing the names here. Proximal convoluted tubule, proximal convoluted tubule. This one is distal convoluted tubule, D for distal. This one is Henle's loop, named after a scientist name, Henle's loop. This is the descending limb of Henle's loop. This is the ascending limb of Henle's loop. So blood is coming here. After the sieving action, whatever needs to excrete out, it will coming here. It is coming here, Bowman's capsule. Now the other parts of the blood will go here, efferent arteriole. Now the blood means whatever taken here needed for the purification or excretion purpose, passing through this proximal convoluted tubule, then coming to the Henle's loop, then distal convoluted loop, then this is the collecting duct. Okay. So now after that collecting duct, it will meet through these particular columns of Bartini, whatever. So ultimately through the medullary pyramid, renal pelvis, ureter, and it is moving urinary bladder and urethra through outside. Okay, through these things to outside. Hopefully you understood. Now listen very carefully. This collecting duct, here I am having some this kind of structure. What for? This kind of structures. What is this? Tree? No. It means that here more this kind of nephrons are going to assemble. Each one will join to different distal convoluted tubule. So here will be one nephron's distal convoluted tubule, here will be another nephron's distal convoluted tubule. So all these are going to assimilate. So this kind of collecting duct, one is having connection with many these nephron structures. And this kind of collecting ducts are numerous in number. Now they will make a tuft that is going to make a columns of Bartini. Ultimately that will make the medullary pyramid. This medullary pyramid ultimately makes this kind of renal pelvis, then the particular ureter. You must remember these names. This glomerulus, Bowman capsule, PCT, DCT, Henle's loop, collecting duct. Up to this. Especially then this diagram. This and this diagram. More important. So ultimately it going outside. Now this Bowman's capsule and this one means mesh-like network. Its name is glomerulus. Okay, so glomerulus and Bowman's capsule. What is glomerulus? Afferent arteriole makes this mesh-like structure. That's glomerulus. This one, glomerulus. The covering is Bowman's capsule. First collection through the proximal convoluted tubule, then Henle's loop, then DCT, then collecting duct. This glomerulus and Bowman's capsule together called the Malpighian's corpuscle. Malpighian's corpuscle. Okay. These two together. Bowman's capsule and glomerulus. In each and every day, your nephron performs main three actions. So what are the activities? Activities are like this glomerular ultrafiltration, glomerular ultrafiltration. Why ultrafiltration? Ultrafiltration because it's not normal filtration. Ultrafiltration, very fine network, very fine filtration, through which all the things coming here except plasma protein. I'm repeating, glomerular filtration, ultrafiltration, under huge pressure this filtration is happening. All the necessary things which needs to reabsorb or needs to go outside, all the things coming here through the biomass capsule. Only plasma proteins are not passed through this chain, okay, this portion. So that is glomerular ultrafiltration. We say that GFR, glomerular filtration rate, R for rate, it's very essential. If your GFR is not working properly, GFR rate declined, then kidneys may have chance to fail. So that comes the question of the artificial kidney. GFR, glomerular filtration rates. In each and every day, this kind of nephron, they perform this altogether 180 liter of water. Not a matter of joke. 180 liter water is ultrafiltration done here, and 1.5 liter only going outside through urination. I'm repeating, both the kidneys 180 liter filtration done, urination normal human 1.5 liter. So you can understand now how much efficient your kidneys or nephron are. That's why through 180 liter we can pass only 1.5 liter, which is not needed with all this nitrogenous waste material from the body to the outside. Here mainly the nitrogenous wastes are related. We are going outside through this kidney. Okay. So next work here. This entire loop is working for this is the first action. Second action, tubular reabsorption. What is this tubular reabsorption? Whatever needed. Suppose you hear from main, we are releasing the urea, right? Creatinine. We are not releasing ammonia. Ammonia is released by the fishes in water medium, highly toxic, we can't. Or uric acid, like birds, reptiles, in the crystallite form. We are releasing urea or creatinine, nitrogenous waste, right? So these things we are releasing, these urea-like structures, which are not needed. Now, if suppose here from some potassium, sodium, some salts are moving, so if we pass through, it will go outside, right? It will follow this channel and it will go outside. But suppose your body needs that, the water, sodium, potassium, then what it will do? It will do the tubular reabsorption. It is having a second scope to reabsorb here from to your body cell. Hopefully clear. Third one is the tubular secretion. Secretion means that secretion of some ions, some minerals. Those also can be done here. So these three functions your nephrons are doing. Okay. First, glomerular filtration, then second, tubular reabsorption, third, tubular secretion. These three things efficiently done. After that, it is going to the outside. If it's not performing properly, then we need the artificial kidney. Let's have a look for the quick recap. Okay, so a quick recap to the human excretory system. First, the removal of cellular wastes produced through cellular activities, that's known as the excretion, and it's not including the removal of undigested food material, fecal material. What's the goal? To maintain body homeostasis or body equilibrium. Important waste products here, CO2, nitrogen products, ammonia, urea, uric acid, or salt from the metabolic activities. Here we are bothering about especially the urea, as we are talking about human excretory system. So this is the structure. Right kidney, left kidney a bit above. So now ureter is coming, urinary bladder and the bladder neck or the urethra. This entire structure already I discussed. Here will be those cortex, medulla, and here within that the medullary pyramid. We are going deep down there within the medullary pyramid. This is the nephron structure, as you are getting in your NCERT book. So this is the glomerulus, a tuft of capillaries, which is started from arteriole, from renal artery. Already you can remember the renal artery, I should drawn there. This is the this is more diameter, and it will coming from the efferent, that means almost half in diameter. It is creating enormous pressure, so the excretory material is coming to the Bowman's capsule. Glomerulus and Bowman's capsule together known as what? I already discussed, Malpighian corpuscle. So ultimately it is going to this part, that is the proximal tubule or proximal convoluted tubule. Then this U-shaped structure, loop of Henle, and ultimately distal tubule. And it is going to be combined with this collecting duct. These are from other nephrons. Ultimately it will move and combine here within this structure, this particular medullary pyramid. Before that, columns of Bartini, then this medullary pyramid, then through renal pelvis and ureter, then bladder and urethra. So suppose it's not going to work properly, then what happens? We need to go for the dialysis, means the artificial kidney. Here we will make a channel. Blood is going to be removed and it is going to pass through this dialyzer machine. There it is going to be purified using some semi-permeable, especially the selectively permeable membrane. Okay, so same pressure both the liquids are having, but this selectively permeable membrane, that will allow that nitrogenous waste, those will go through that dialyzing fluid there, and ultimately they returned to the human's body. More clear view. Blood removed for cleaning. Heparin infusion. Heparin is a kind of anticoagulant. It will avoid the clotting, because now the blood of the patient is outside of the body. Now this blood pump, which will regulate the flow, ultimately it is going to this machine. Here semi-permeable membrane layers are there, and there is dialysis fluid which has the same pressure as your blood pressure, means the patient's blood pressure, or but only devoid of the nitrogenous waste. So using the selectively permeable membrane, nitrogenous waste will come to this dialysis fluid, and after that, that particular blood, after cleaning, it is going to be entered in the patient's body. In this way, this hemodialysis, hemo means blood, dialysis or artificial kidney, that acts. So these are the references. Okay. So hopefully now you are having a clear idea regarding human excretory system. Go through it. Very soon you will get your new worksheet. Till then, bye.